Yeah, I wanna talk about the fact that people put their children in the care of family and friends and preschools and strangers and programs in which the child is in danger. And many a times we don't even know whom we are giving our children to. Sometimes you could be giving your child to a pedophile, you could be giving your child to a witchcraft practitioner, you could be giving your child to some of the worst type of people. You could be giving your child to a person who is a member of a secret group in which they literally drink blood and these type of sinister type of things they do in the secret group. You could be giving your child to the devil himself, because what happened is a lot of times the devil, he performs in such a way that you would literally trust him because the way he appears, you won't even realize that you wouldn't realize that that is the devil, because the way he is going to appear. And a lot of times these people, they come in such of a characteristic that you would never imagine that they could be so dangerous and evil. And I'm looking to describe the type of characteristic that the devil often uses to captivate people, because a lot of times we have given our children to some of the worst people in society unknowingly. And I'm specifically want to touch this type of topic because this type of thing do happen every day, and it is something that did happen to me. It's something that happened to me, and I even to this day I still sometimes I am bothered by the fact that I gave my child to a person who is a witch, whom I thought was a Christian, and turned out to be a witch at a high level in her practice. This lady used to attend a church, and she was in the leadership department. She used to attend Bible study and was one of the individuals who led Bible study. So I literally developed, and I was one of her student in that Bible study. And you know, being in her class, being in the church in which she is a member, a leader, I developed such a trust for this lady that I I literally felt that I could have, you know, given her whatever I have with my eyes closed, not knowing that this lady was a witch. And I made the mistake on giving my child to this lady just for a couple hours. And those couple hours literally haunt me in, in such a way, even up to this day. I still regret that I gave my child to that lady, and my child was a baby, months old. and a couple months old, and I decided to make this video to talk about this particular subject. And this experience that I have had made me literally want to let as much people know that you have to be careful with whom you give your child to, whether if it's a preschool or a crèche or a family member or grandmas. A lot of grandmas messed up a lot of people's children and the people don't even know it's their grandma. Like, I literally have come across a family, well, a friend of mine who he is a Christian. He preaches in a particular church, and his wife mom is a witch, and this is the grandma, okay, and she literally dedicate all his children to the devil, and they don't even know, and they are grown now. And these people are people that go to church. These are people that are leaders of the church. I'm not saying the man is, but his wife mom literally was married to a man who was a pastor, preacher of a particular church, but now he has died, and someone else take over the church, but she is still in the position of leadership in the church, and she is a full-blown witch. Dedicate the man's children to the devil, and now they are performing witchcraft, and he doesn't even know. This man, just because he was lack of discernment, and he still is lack of discernment, and a lot of havoc is happening in the house. And one time I took the time to go and visit them, and I told them certain things, like one of his daughters, well, she wasn't living right, you know what I'm saying? She just one of them kids who, you know what I'm saying, just doing her thing. Not like any of them are Christian. It's just that all of them, I believe, have been dedicated to the devil by the intervention of their grandmother, who is a witch. Because this is the mission of witches, to dedicate as much people to Satan. And what happened is, the girl met a guy who is a warlock. Because for some reason, they always meet warlocks. Witches always meet warlocks. If you meet a witch, most of the time the man is a warlock. That's just how the devil designed it. It's like it's some kind of spontaneous gravitational detector that subconsciously lead them to each other. Anyhow, this guy was performing witchcraft and literally fixed the entire house, where I felt the presence of demon, not only in the house but outside of the house. And when I got to the house, I picked it up and I told the lady, which is the girl mother, that her boyfriend is doing stuff. And eventually I discovered that the girl herself is one, and they made a child, and the child also is one, where my wife held the child in her hand, and when she finished held him in her hand, demons were on her hand when she put the child out of her hand. And these things I have discovered, and the child, literally, the demon in the child literally came at me like a grown folk, full force. You wouldn't believe that this is a child like a couple days old, not even months, and already at war, already in the service of the devil, full force. And when you tell people these things, they would think that's crazy. But I learned something in life, that when you see people start denying these things, watch out. Because a lot of time when you see like people say I don't believe in God, and they're quick to get offensive when you speak about God, are quick to deny the existence of witchcraft, a lot of time they are witches themselves, because there is a code, there is a secret that they're not supposed to talk. This is just the secret of it. You do not have the right to speak. That's how it is set up. So they don't have the right to speak. So they, whenever you see a person quick to deny and the existence of witchcraft and those things, a lot of time, high percentage of the time, this person is a practitioner. And so I'm saying this to say that so I told the mom, but I didn't tell the mom that her own daughter is one, or her mother is one, or her kids are into that stuff. How do I know? Because I came against the kids. When you are a child of God, you will come up against, you will, there a fight will break out. A fight must break out, because there is no friendship between darkness and light. They must, because demons always engage fight, always. You could try to like avoid. You don't want to. Sometimes some people don't really want to go into much spiritual battles, but once you are a Christian and you are on fire, or you pray a lot, you fast a lot, you are going to encounter warfare, because every neighborhood has this. Every neighborhood. There is no neighborhood on earth that doesn't have these type of people. And this is a secret. A lot of people are not aware, but a lot of people are aware, because a lot of people are into these type of things. So back to the topic. You have to be careful with who you give your children or your child to, because you could give your child to an auntie or an uncle. This is why if you are a Christian, you got to pray and seek the wisdom of God to get to know who you should give your child to. You got to be careful, because by giving your child to these people, they could be dedicated to the devil, and you might be like, no, because God is protecting my child, which is true. God protects, but in the spirit realm, there is a what you call there is a principle. The spirit world has principles, and demons cannot cross or defy that principle. They cannot, because that's how God put it. So they are going to tempt people, and they are going to create scenes that's going to allow them to have an open door. And once a door is open, they will be given the right, and that's how they are able to do things. And what I'm saying, you might think like, okay, you are anointed and you are invincible. God is invincible, but you, the human being, you could open doors, and once doors are open, things could happen. A lot of people have been initiated and don't even know where, how, and when. That's because your mom gave you to somebody a long time ago that dedicate you into that, and you don't even know. You don't even know. And so I gave my child to this lady, and this lady, as she was pretending to be a Christian, I was young in the faith. I was a young Christian. I was not fully aware of my gift. So, man, I'm a man. I gotta make a video about telepathic, because a lot of man, you know what I'm saying. I gotta make a video about telepathic, man, because man, this lady gave me a telepathic thought to give her the child while we go away for a couple of hours, and even till to this day I regret, because what happened is when the child began to grow, whatever she had done to the child, it wanted to take root, and I realized, and so I have to always monitor the child, because you got to understand, when you give your child to someone, it's like a form of agreement. And once that agreement is being established, then it kind of like opened an opportunity or a door for them to perform, and I was not aware of this. And a lot of people are not aware of this. So a lot of people have gotten into evil things, not by their choice, but because they were things were done to them against their will, as they were young and vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these things do happen to a lot of people. So my word is, if you know what I'm saying, be careful with whom you give your child to. Monitor your child. Watch out. Your child teacher could be a witch. Oh my goodness. Your child teacher could be one, and once your child teacher is one, they're gonna try stuff because they know that the child parents is a Christian. Because what happened is, when you pray, you got to understand that you are the covering of your child, and whatever spiritual whatever spiritual whatever your spiritual background is, and most likely if you pray and you're a Christian, it means that your spiritual background is God, Jesus Christ. Therefore light is going to be transpired, and if you have light, then most likely the grace and mercy of God is going to be shown on them, and they are going to see it. And once they see it, they are going to have to curse and do stuff to your child. So when you child, you got to check your teacher. You got to pray and ask God if your child's teacher is okay, if she's clean. It's very important to know, because the devil is at work. A lot of times people think things are okay when things are not okay. You got to seek. The Bible said be vigilant, because you have to understand that, oh my goodness, this devil is not no fool. When I say fool, he's not stupid in his craft. He's very tricky. He's insidiously tricky. And you as a Christian, if you are a Christian and you are listening to me, you have to be vigilant. You have to check everything. See, people would say you're paranoid. Don't let people drift you into thinking that you're paranoid. It got nothing to do with paranoia. It's a matter of being vigilant. Check everything, every scene, everything. Don't trust nobody. I don't trust those old ladies, man. I mean, I'm not saying all old ladies are the same, but most of the time, grandmas. I don't trust grandmas, man. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. But I'm not saying all grandmas are the same. You got to understand that witchcraft is being a strong thing in the African roots. I'm not saying that Africans are the only one that perform witchcraft. Every race on this earth has witchcraft in it. Every race performs witchcraft. I'm not saying everybody, but every race on this planet, okay, involved in that thing. Every race. So witchcraft is not an African thing. It is a demon thing. It's a satanic thing. But what I'm saying is, it's everywhere. It's all over the place, and it is the vehicle of Satan. And the Bible is truth in what it said when it says that the devil roam like a lion, seeking whomever. And this is true. And the devil is not seeking for his own. The devil is seeking for the children of God, specifically the children of God. Because why would you seek something that you have? Most of the time when you are seeking something, it's always something that you don't have. So if he is seeking, it must be something that he doesn't have. And he is going to do everything in his power to, because his mission is to get as much people to hell. This is his mission, and he has a lot of people. A lot. So it's very important to know who you are giving your child to. Sometimes it's best to wait until your child is able to speak, consciously say what had happened to them during the day and stuff like that. So you could sit down and you could ask your child, what had happened to you? What did she do to you? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful. You gotta watch out, especially parties. When you go to parties, be careful. Be careful of food gathering. Like when you have gathering and people bring food, this is one of the way they could catch you. I am going to have to make a video on that, especially in churches. Sometimes in churches you have people cook food and everybody come together. Watch out for these type of gatherings, because sometimes you have witches in those gatherings and they put demons in the food, and when you eat the food you're going to take on a curse. I'm telling you, you could have the Holy Spirit and still get caught up in these type of mess, because the spiritual world, there's a principle to it, and if you defy the principle, you going to be caught. You could still be caught and have the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? It's just God grace is that He is going to always deliver you, because you have the power. But if you don't know, see, the thing is, if you don't know your enemy, if you don't know something is like, would you fight something that you don't know? Can you hate something that you don't know? Most of the time when you fight is because you are aware of a battle or a war. But sometimes there are war going on, things going on against you, and you don't even know. It's very important to know exactly where, because when you know exactly where, you could pray. It's like if you have a rocket launcher or a gun, you wouldn't just shoot anywhere. You would shoot at the target. It's the same thing in with the spirit world. If you just pray, right, then it won't be effective. It's more effective when you literally target, when you know precisely what you are praying about, and so on. I gotta continue this video part 2, because my battery is kind of dead. So it's gonna be part 2 on this.